Yep, I'm fine.
All right.
Ready for a Board of Adjustment?
Yes.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday, November 10th, 2022 Watertown City Board of Adjustment meeting. Can I get a roll call?
Yes. Dolly?
Here.
Kays?
Here.
Ford?
Here.
Jargis Johnson?
Here.
Aletsky?
Present.
Hanson?
Here.
And Culhane, Spire. And I'm missing one. Sorry, I should have been thinking about this. And Brink are absent. We have a quorum. And so we have 6 members here. So for the conditional use, we need 3 yes.
4?
4
4 of 6.
yes. Sorry. It's been a while since we've
No
had a
worries.
meeting. I'm rusty.
I've got a cheat sheet in front of me, so it
Perfect.
helps.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Brandy. We'll move on to item 3A on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the October 6th, 2022 meeting.
Ford moves. Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion on those? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to item 4A on the regular agenda, which is a conditional use for a home daycare, and I'll turn it over to you, Brandy.
All right, thank you, Blake. So this is a home occupation request for a daycare at the address of 1123 17th Street Northeast. The owners are Austin and Kendra Rickard. The applicant is Kendra Rickard. And so these are very consistent requests for somebody wanting to open a home daycare. They have filled out on the application, answering the A through H, which is the standard conditional use questions. The property here, it's a corner lot on 12th and 17th in the northeast part of town. And with that, I'll open it up for board discussion.
And then, Brandy, if you do have anything shared on the screen, if you could put it on the Teams as well, that would be good.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Case?
Randy, any comments from any adjoining property owners regarding the request?
Nope.
Do you want to open
Is
up?
the applicant here?
Yes. Mr. Chair,
I'm going to open a public hearing on this at this time.
do you want to bring you and your baby up to the microphone? That way we can see him. Right by the
right over
microphone there. Yeah, baby can come up here by me. I like babies. Oh yeah. I just got a couple questions for you, ma'am.
Yep.
So, are you going to be a state license registered, or are you just going to go a smaller operation?
So I did look into that, but there aren't a lot of benefits besides, outside people looking for that. And I only got one inquiry.
How many children are you planning on watching?
7 tops, including him,
Okay.
because I'm not Superwoman. I don't think I could do 12. That would be crazy.
My wife does daycare, so
Yeah.
I know what you're getting into.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's a good thing. We need daycare in the community. No one commented against it. So okay, that's all I need to know.
Hey,
I saw it was
Kendra.
noted on the application as well that you will not have any employees and you're aware of the restrictions on home occupations and outside employment.
Correct. Yep.
Standard business hours of operation, 7:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. That's pretty typical.
Yep.
Okay, I was wondering, I can't remember, is there fence in the backyard?
No.
Okay.
So we just moved in this fall.
Yeah.
And we also have 2 dogs, so we're definitely going to do that this spring, but we couldn't do it yet. And you can't bring kids out in the winter anyway, so yeah. I will be putting up a fence. Yep.
Some of the neighbors already have fences, don't they?
Yeah. None of our immediate adjacent ones, but yeah, some of them do.
So just so you're aware too, is then just come back to us and get a fence permit.
Yeah, yep,
And then
okay.
you'll be-
I actually worked for the city of Lake Norden. I was a finance officer. I don't know if you recognize me, Todd. Yeah. Yeah, so I get it.
Perfect.
Any other questions for the applicant? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments in the public hearing? Any takers in the room?
No.
If not, I'll close the public hearing and we'll look for board action.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, sir.
Kays makes a motion to approve as requested.
Motion by
Olet-
Kays.
Oletsky seconds?
Any additional discussion before we take a vote? All right, we'll take a roll call vote.
All right. Hanson,
Yes.
Oletsky,
Yes.
Dargits Johnson,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Kays,
Yes.
Dolly.
Yes. That motion carries and that is approved. Move on to item 5, open public comment. Is there anybody to speak to the Board of Adjustment here on an item that wasn't on today's agenda?
No, there's not
If
anybody
none, we'll
else
move on
present.
to new business. Any new business?
No new business.
How about old business?
Yes, so Lisa Carrico, our interim city attorney, is here, and we'll work through this together of giving you guys the update when there's inquiry on the House of Dreams conditional uses that were before the board a couple years ago now. So I'll turn it over to Lisa.
Thank you, Brandy, and thank you, board, for giving me the time. I guess I'll start with the end, the conclusion, which is that the civil matter that was filed on behalf of the House of Dreams against the Board of Adjustment in the city of Watertown has been dismissed. And as a result of that, and I can let Brandy elaborate, but basically they have been brought into compliance and paid the appropriate fees and fines associated with any type of compliance. And so that matter was resolved and they have dismissed it. So there was nothing left for us to do. I have consulted with Zach Peterson, who was the outside counsel that was handling the matter. And so he drafted and ensured that the dismissal was filed. So there we have it. I guess any other questions, you probably want to talk to Brandy about the compliance aspect. I am curious, we had issued a daily fine. How was that resolved?
We're not allowed to issue a fine, only the judge does the fining. I mean, technically, anytime you're out of compliance with the zoning code, you are susceptible to a $500 fine and 30 days in jail, and every day can be a separate offense, but it depends on how it's charged, correct?
Yes, and we were not the plaintiff in this matter. So in other words, they were the ones that appealed the initial decision of the Board of Adjustment to the clerk or to the court system. So therefore, their dismissal was within their purview. However, they were motivated to dismiss based on the fact that they were brought into compliance on this matter.
Do you have the motion that was made and approved, Brandy?
Yes. And just give me a moment to pull that up. I might see if, could I have my screen's not being shared right now, right? Well,
You're sharing it with, just over Teams. Yeah, but no, you're not.
except just up here.
Yep, you're good.
Could I be down off of there? Just like, could I be off of there when I just, yeah, because I'm gonna look through files that should be confidential.
Good call, Brandy.
Best of luck on Henry to deal with this. Daycare is kind of like being a finance officer, except these children are a little bit more easier to handle.
you have it in the basement and.
Okay. There was a lot to this file, so I wanted to make sure. Okay, Mitch, I can. Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Can I show it on GovTV?
Yep. Okay, so this is the meeting on February 22nd, 2018, when the conditional use, or basically the appeal to the building official's determination, came forward to the Board of Adjustment. So you can see here, the applicant appeals building official's order regarding unlawful modifications made to a retail establishment. Approval of reversal contingent upon compliance with all the sections of the ordinances that our conditional uses look at. So I don't know if you guys want to scan this or if you want me to read it. It's the minutes, so I can just read it. So Jeff and Sandra Stadham appealed the building official's order to remove structures constructed without permits. That was a garden shed and the pergola that was attached to the existing structure. And so seeking board's reversal of that decision, along with the approval of the unlawful modifications, the roof porch addition and screen fence to the House of Dreams retail store located at 308 and 312 5th Street Southeast. The staff report was orated with the general history of how the property's approval use as a retail establishment came to be, henceforth requiring all site modifications and expansions to be approved and permitted prior to construction by the Board of Adjustment. 2 adjacent landowners responded to public notice with complaints against the property's condition. Culhane, having no apprehension of giving an impartial vote on this matter, gave Stodham the option to have him recuse himself due to previous interactions. Stodham declined to have him recused. Stodham explained that he had not realized that the 414 square foot porch and front yard fence were not permitted in his last application to this board. There was discussion on the fence and the northerly 5th Street East driveway access. Finding no error in the building official's order, no motion was made to reverse or amend the order. So the order stands. And then that's when they appealed the Board of Adjustment's decision.
Thanks. And so when you say it's met the requirements, what exactly was done?
So we had them they removed the fence that was creating that obstruction with the Clearview triangle for the driveway that enters Highway 81. So that was taken care of. And then the shed, and I can pull it up on GIS here too, the shed that was adjacent to the alley did not conform to the 4-foot setback. And so we had them move that further to the west so that that is conforming now. And we had the building inspector go out and verify. And then the pergola could have been a permitted structure. The only issue of why it even came to the board was because they were doing these things without permits. So then what we did there, and let me step back with the shed, they applied for a permit, and then we charged them double. So it's usually a $25 fee for an application for an accessory structure, like a garden shed. And so we charged them double there, so $50 for the shed and then moving it so that it has the 4-foot setback. And then the pergola, same thing, had them apply for an accessory structure, and that's enough $25, and then with the additional $25 fee, charging them double for not obtaining a permit, and then just getting that one permitted. So it's on the books that, because it meets all the setbacks and requirements, so everything on the property then is in conformance.
Great, thank you for all that info.
Yes, yes, thank you for. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and ironic time too when you had first asked. Now we hadn't had a couple meetings, so it got to be a couple months, but that we were actively working on it. So glad that it's resolved now and that we can put that behind us and move on to the next, I guess.
Yep, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. All right, that's all I had for old business.
Okay, with that, we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
Ford moves.
Second case.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? We're adjourned. So we'll reconvene here momentarily as the Plan Commission.